Zach Edey drops 40, and the Boilermakers get the monkey off their back. They're headed to the Final Four. This is going to be a Purdue episode. Let's get into it.
1 for 3 on the way. Oh!
Hello, guys, and thank you so much for joining me on Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this Indiana Hoosiers and Colts community on here. We are going to talk about the Boilermakers because I watched this game yesterday, and happy Easter to everybody. I hope this finds you that you had a great time spending time with the whole family and everything. I was over in South Bend for the entire weekend doing great things, finding eggs, doing all the things that you do on Easter. And then at a certain point, because we ate like an early dinner, I'm like, I got to get to the TV. Purdue is playing this matchup, the Big Ten champion going against the SEC champion, and I could not have been rooting harder for Purdue because I just wanted to see this happen. For all those kids, for Fletcher Lawyer, you know, that played here in Fort Wayne, for Zach Edey, that they've lost all these high seeds. You know what? They've paid their dues. They deserve it, and they put in all the hard work. Matt Painter had a quote after the game, and I just want to play a clip from him real quick.
And worked on their game and put a lot of time into it, and we had to sit in it. You know, we had to take it. And sometimes when you sit in it and you're honest with yourself and you take it, some great things can happen.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. When you're honest with yourself and you put in the hard work, it's amazing what things can happen. And congratulations to Matt Painter. Unbelievable coach. I know I have talked a lot about just how much I like him as a coach, as an individual, with the culture that he's built there. It's absolutely unbelievable. But if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button down below. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being part of this Indiana Hoosiers and Colts community on here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll get this video out to more people in the Hoosier Nation. Today, we're going to be talking about, and this almost, I would debate it about even if I should do this or not. We're going to be talking about the Purdue Boilermakers. I can't go as far as do all the Purdue chants and all that stuff because the crimson on my skin still feels so much more right. But I will say this, after all this time, and one of the coolest things to watch in this game was Zach Edey not using the ladder, cutting down the net, and then cutting his piece of net in half and giving it to Gene Cady. Gene Cady, he was hired 2 weeks after Purdue went to the Final Four in 1980. That is how long this monkey has been growing. And I just want to say, the monkey is real. When you try and try and try at something and you don't get it. When you go back to Big Dog in 1994, you know, lost in the Elite Eight, didn't get to the Final Four there. That was the one time. I mean, Purdue has had a lot of great players and a lot of great teams and won a lot of Big Ten championships and has never been able to get it together to make a run to win it all. Now, they're there. The pressure is lifted. You're there with 4 teams. You just have to look at what is in front of you, and this is going to be a monumental matchup they have against NC State and then UConn. If they can get it done, I can definitely see this. Feels to me like Purdue's going to win it this year. Just feels that way. I don't want to say that and jinx them, but to me, they have put in, they've had a lot of ups and downs and just turmoil and all of this. Losing to North Texas, losing to Fairleigh Dickinson, losing to bad teams in the tournament, having all that ridicule from their fans sticking with them, all the ridicule from the Indiana fans, laughing at them all this time, you know. Indiana fans are cruel, I gotta admit it, you know. We have 5. Purdue, I just love the culture, everything they built there. Now, let's talk about the game because I want to talk about some critical parts of the game in this game that I thought were really, really important. I thought Connect down the stretch just wore himself out. He came out on fire, and I thought the announcers in this game and the people that talked at halftime of this game were just really giving Purdue no credit. I thought the main story of the first half was Purdue played not very good in the first half of this game, and they were still ahead by 2 points. Tennessee today, they are complaining and complaining and complaining about Zach Edey and everything. Well, how are they supposed to guard him? You know, 3 seconds in the lane. I saw another coach say, how much did he stay in the lane? You know what? You want to bitch and bitch and bitch. The bottom line is, your guy, Awaka from Tennessee, who is a very physical player, he was overmatched against Edey. You could see it in his body language. You could see it in him out there. He did not know what to do. And that is the thing with Edey. Until you're out there on the court with him, because, I mean, I watched TJD able to get Edey's goat a few times, but this was after he played against them several times and was able to, you know, kind of develop a plan of how he was going to attack him. But when you get out there on the court with Edey for the first time, it's got to be jarring. You're like, what am I supposed to do? And you could see that with Awaka on Tennessee, that he was getting lost out there with what he wanted to do on defense, and he just wasn't able to handle Edey. Will that keep going on with, say, UConn or NC State? Purdue, to me, is the best team right now. I know everybody's picking UConn, and for you Purdue players and fans out there, you should use that as your fuel. Everybody's picking UConn. You should be saying, you know what? Like, this New Jersey guy and this East Coast team, they don't know basketball. Indiana, we know basketball. And we're going to take it to you in a way that you've never felt it before. And I hope Purdue does that in this Final Four and gets it done and gets that national championship and brings it back to West Lafayette, because I would just love to see it for them and for their fans and for everybody involved. It's water under the bridge. You know, in years past, I've really, you know, disliked Gene Cady, disliked Purdue, rooted against them. That time has passed. As Indiana fans, we have to sit here for two things I was thinking about this game while I was watching it. One, Connect as a transfer that came into Tennessee. That's good news for Indiana, because we need a transfer to come in and change our team. That is a possibility that's out there. That is Hoosier fans. In my brain, I'm like, we could get a guy like that. A guy like that could come in and really change our team. We need a player that's going to come in and really kind of overrule the coach and do what's right for the team and be a good leader. So that was what I was thinking about that. And then also what I was thinking during this game is Purdue has built such a great culture there. And it's just undeniable what Matt Painter has built there over 17 years. It's just unbelievable. And there's no secret to it. It's just hard work, discipline, a bunch of Indiana players, a bunch of Indiana guys, and they go out there and they get it done. And the real story of this game was Purdue played like crap in the first half, missed a lot of free throws, missed a lot of three-point shots, but in the end, Edey drops 40, and they get it done against Tennessee, which I watched about 4 Tennessee games this year, so I knew this was going to be a monumental matchup. This was the best game of all of the Elite 8 games that happened, because it was just balls to the wall. And then coming down the stretch, I thought Connect got tired, because the game was tied at 58 all, and that's where I thought Connect comes up short on the front iron and then misses a three-pointer. And at that point, I thought he was looking really tired. Edey hits a free throw, then he misses again. Edey hits 2 more free throws. And then at that point, it was where, you know, Connect missed a 3, and Purdue goes up 66-60 then after it was tied 58 all. And you really felt like the game is at hand as long as they don't make any really bad mistakes. Edey airballed a free throw, which kind of like made me, all kinds of things were bells and alarms were going off in my brain that I didn't even know were there. But Purdue was able to get it done in the end. And I just thought it was absolutely fabulous for them, for their school, for the state of Indiana, and for all these kids to get to the Final Four. If you're a Purdue fan, get your plane ticket together today and everything, and get out there to Phoenix and root for these guys. It should be an absolutely great matchup. This is like King Kong versus Godzilla if Edey and Klingon go against each other, and that's the matchup I want to see. Hopefully they get it done. They get there, and Klingon and Edey can put on a good show in the national championship game. And come Saturday, it's going to be all I want. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. And until next time, stay classy out there. Hoosier, Colts, and Boilermaker fans, if you are watching this.
Loaded up and trucking. Are we going to do what they say can be done?
These days, I think cybersecurity is now as important as physical security. That's why when I'm online, I use NordVPN. NordVPN uses next generation encryption to keep my passwords and data safe, which is especially important when I'm traveling and I'm on public Wi-Fi, which is more vulnerable to hacking. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be traveling for the holidays this summer. Use NordVPN, one account that will protect all your devices and computers. And with their 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose.